welcome back to La-Mulana. Now, we've almost beaten the game. There's only one area that we haven't been to. The music on the surface has changed from the once happy Mr. Explorer to the now almost sinister sounding title screen theme. And the only place left to go is the Endless Corridor. Now, we've already cleared this area before, but we need to make our way through it one more time in order to get to the trials that lurk below. It's not as hard the second time because you don't have to solve any of the puzzles and the mini-bosses are already defeated, so it shouldn't be as much of a challenge as it is just a way to kind of drain your life and force you to enter the final area from a certain point. So, obviously for the super... Oh wait, no, I don't want that. I already have plenty of money. Ow. So for the next floor, which is the spinny blade floor of Death and Super Meat Boy, I'm gonna want a health fairy so I can stay at full health near the end of this area. Oh, just almost made it. And I should have taken it slow there. Ow, wow, I'm really not doing well with this. And I'm kind of rushing because you guys have all seen this before. This is nothing new. The Endless Corridor is a place in our past. But alright, here we are. Last floor, nothing new here. The bosses have already, or the mini-bosses rather, have already been defeated. But if you remember, the Shrine of the Mother's warp point is completely removed from our options. We no longer have the ability to warp to the Shrine of the Mother. That's because there has been a huge change. Additionally, if you want to know why I love the title screen theme of this game so much, just listen. Welcome to the true Shrine of the Mother, the final area in the entire game. As you enter, we have a remixed version of the main title theme and an extremely hellish environment, complete with these disgusting looking tentacle things. Now first off, what you want to do is head over to the left, because there's that pedestal down there, the one that we couldn't access before is now able to be accessed. So what you gotta do is come over here and do that, and that should instigate a particular change in this area. Now, my health is going down really quickly, which I probably should be trying to avoid, because we do have a lot to go through in order to get to the Grail point. But let's begin. So this kind of confused me for a little while. This thing that looks like it's in the background can actually be climbed up like a ladder, and that's the only way to progress. Additionally, you can see that the faces of every single one of the Guardians have been shattered. This song, if you want to look it up on YouTube or anything, it's called Awakening. It's one of my favorites in the whole game. I really like it. But what you want to do is pretty much dodge and kill everything. There's some pretty tough monsters in here, like that Pegasus kind of thing, and this little annoying guy. But we're almost at the bottom. You gotta remember that we still have the map of this place, because it's technically the same area. And as we make our way through here, the main challenge is going to be the monsters. However, there's still one more thing we've got to get through before reaching the Grail point. So, you might remember, additionally, there was a little person, almost, who just kind of stood in the room next to the Grail point in the original Shrine of the Mother. Didn't really do much. Well, he's back, and this time he's actually going to do things. I'm going to go ahead and equip the right software for this, which is Meckery, and here, get rid of that, Rand C. There, so once you start hitting him, he's going to get mad and start shooting flies at you. This is Beelzebub. He's got a demon set aside for me, for me, for me! So the way I like to do this fight is by dodging the bugs that he throws at you, even if I fail at it, and then hitting him with the axe as he comes below. One thing you want to note is that on hard mode, he's a lot faster than he is right now, making him a lot more difficult to kill. On easy mode, he's not that much of a nuisance, but he can get annoying. You basically want to take out the axe and hit him as he comes across the bottom. You're usually going to get hit, which kind of sucks, but it's kind of something to just deal with, because on easy mode you don't take nearly as much damage, and he should be done for pretty soon. There. Alright, so now that that happens, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the other software again, and he'll turn into this fly, which will shoot smaller streams of flies at you, and you just kind of want to beat him up with your flail whip until he dies in a fire. There we go! And we've got our health refilled. Great! And here we have it, the final grail point in the entire game. And if you'll notice, once we scan this thing, behold the Shrine of the Mother, this is where the Mother sleeps, something interesting will happen to our Holy Grail. It seems to be filled with a strange power. This is one of the requirements for facing the final boss. You must have this, and the Medicine of the Mind, or else you won't be able to fight the boss. I'm going to go ahead and save right here, and let's see what we've got. Okay, the game seems to be getting slow. That's probably a problem, but that's just because my computer's doing something in the background, rendering a video for later. You know what? I'm going to pause right here and come back when the lag is gone. Alright, I'm back. I closed some stuff and it looks like the lag is gone. Ow. So, it's worth mentioning that down here, there's actually a fairy point. What you have to do is come down below where the dragon statue was. Oh, gotta go up here. And then just make your way through. Climbing up this ladder and you'll find the last fairy point in the whole game. It's not really that useful because I don't think a fairy can come with you to the final boss. But, I mean, it's nice to be there. Especially if you're low on health in a place like this, it's good to have a way to back yourself up. Although I don't find myself using it because it's right next to the grail point, and if you need health, you can just go back and heal. Okay, so there's one last loose end we need to tie up before facing the final boss, and that is that you might notice if you come up to where the final boss is, there's something blocking our path. We just need to go and find it, because it's a little bit out of the way. In fact, it lies at the very center of the entire Shrine of the Mother. Stupid. Alright, continue. Just going through these places kind of takes a while. Right here you might be confused about where to go. You can actually whip this particular tentacle and it'll let you pass through. I'm not sure why they did that, but it is. But then you find this. There's no way to destroy it. You can't get past it. Whatever shall we do? Well, way back at the beginning of the game, back when we got the Isis pendant, the Fairy Queen told us that if we ever needed help, we should come back to her. And you know what? I can remove text tracks because I don't need it anymore. Additionally, nah, Yagi map can stay. Alright, you've come back to see me alive. I shall remove the wall that hinders you. That is my mission. I will entrust the Mother's soul to you. Let us meet in front of the wall that blocks the path to the Mother. With that, we've solved the final puzzle in the game. Go ahead and warp back to the true Shrine of the Mother. Save my game, and let's go fight a final boss. Make sure that before you enter, you have the Medicine of the Mind, as well as the fully charged Holy Grail that you get by scanning every single Grail tablet in the game. If you don't have both of these two things, then you won't be able to face the final boss, and instead it'll send you back to the entrance of the ruins. Alright. Those monkey guys that shoot lightning can be annoying, but here we are. As we come up, the fairies come and remove that final blockage for us. allowing us to get through. This is it. The final room. Break all of the 4 seals. Origin, birth, life, and death. To cause a particular Ankh to appear. After completing all the mantras, the key sword becomes the most powerful weapon in the game. With the seal now broken, we must use it to free the Mother's soul and destroy her. In terms of software, you want to disable everything and put on these 5 software. This will make it so that your whip and every other weapon is powered up. Additionally, you get longer time to be invincible, and you will be revived with 32 health after dying only once. This is the most important software combination to have for the final boss, but all we have to do is awaken her. This is the Mother, phase number 1. So you can start off this fight pretty easily with the key sword. We can go all Kingdom Hearts and use a Keyblade, if you're into that kind of thing. It goes by really quickly, but then if you have the Medicine of the Mind and the fully charged Holy Grail, you find phase 2. Remember this? This is the final boss of La-Mulana, the Mother. There are 4 more phases to do after that first preliminary one, and each is more difficult than the last. This first one can be completed pretty easily using chakrams. She dies in about 3 chakram hits. You just want to wait until she comes down, and there we go. Alright, the second phase, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the axe to make it easier to hit her. This one looks surprisingly like a demonic Virgin Mary with a skeleton child held in her arms. While lightning shoots at you, she spits fire from her eyes, and she also has a cross attack, as well as the baby can shoot lightning, as weird as that sounds. But now, phase 3, the second to last one, we've got that eye that we saw every time that we defeated one of the bosses. It's here in the form of the final boss. Kind of strangely poetic in a way, but it doesn't have all that much health, and this one takes place in the water, which is interesting. But once this is completed, we find the final phase, which looks like a smaller version of the second phase, but does something that I actually really like. Now you might start off by hitting it a little bit. It's hard to tell if you're actually doing damage, but then it'll go up into the center of the room and do this. Amphisbena, from the Gate of Guidance, protecting the Gate of Illusion. Gains attacks from each of the bosses in turn. Socket from the Mausoleum of the Giants, backside being the Graveyard of the Giants. Each of these attacks can be dodged by going behind the Mother. Elmac from the Temple of the Sun, which guarded the backside Temple of Moonlight. Bahamut from the Spring in the Sky, which guarded the backside Tower of the Goddess. It's hard to hit her when she uses the Bahamut attack, so you want to stay behind. Keep hitting her with the axe because it has the most versatile range. V from the Inferno Cavern, guarding its backside, the Tower of Ruin. Palenque from the Chamber of Extinction, backside being the Chamber of Birth. Ow. Bahamut from the Twin Labyrinths, backside also being the Twin Labyrinths. And these can be dodged simply by not going where the blue is on the floor. And finally, Tiamat, from the Dimensional Corridor, backside being the Endless Corridor. Woo! Pink lasers. And now something rises up in the background. Once we kill the Mother, we will have the power to create life. secret treasure of life is ours. The ruins of La-Mulana have been compromised, and we've defeated the Mother. However, there's one last thing to take care of. When the Mother is defeated, all shall end. We've reached the end of our journey, and the end of the entire ruins. This whole place is going to be destroyed in 5 minutes, and unless I can get rid of this lag, I might not get out in time. 1 second. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and take out my Keyblade, and begin the race out of here. Now, we have 5 minutes to get back up to the surface and basically escape. Now, there are a lot of ways to get back up to the surface. For example, you might remember some of the more creative ways, such as through the Chamber of Extinction, through the Inferno Cavern, through the Tower of the Goddess, or a number of other places. But where you really want to go is back up to the Gate of Guidance. Stupid horse. Now, something interesting that they put with this endless corridor right here is this. It actually wraps around vertically, which is a nice shortcut that they give you. In the original La-Mulana, this cutscene was completely automated. There was no escape sequence, and the whole thing was just shown to you. Now, you actually have to escape on your own. It makes you realize how close the final boss actually was to the very beginning of the game. Now, you can go to any of the other exits to the surface, the ones that I mentioned before, but every single one of them will be blocked. By rubble, by some sort of collapse in the ruins, by something being destroyed. You can't get out any other way. Now, once we head back up to the surface, we're going to find that we've escaped the ruins, it'll collapse behind us, and everything will be fine, but we have to escape here before that happens. Whoops. Interestingly, if you go to the Twin Labyrinths right now by passing through the backside door in the Mausoleum of the Giants, to the Graveyard of the Giants, actually no. By passing through the Mausoleum of the Giants into the Twin Labyrinths, you can actually find a coin chest that cannot be obtained at any other point in the game than this. It's the only way to get every single coin chest in the game, which is kind of strange. But here we are back in the Gate of Guidance, making our way finally out of these ruins once and for all. And we've just got to wait for the platform to come down. Bats. We've done a lot here, though. We've killed a lot of mini-bosses. We've found a lot of treasures. In fact, we've solved a lot of puzzles in total. Might be a little bit bittersweet to see it go, but it's the only way. Still, I keep feeling like we're forgetting to do something. Well, whatever. And we actually managed to make it out with about 2 minutes to spare, which is pretty cool. They really weren't too harsh with this time limit. It's pretty lenient. There is some other things to do after you beat the game, including an optional area and time attack mode that I will be showing later. But now, here we are at the entrance, and let's escape. Something's wrong. We can't escape out of the ruins. None of our ways out work. In fact, it might seem that all hope is lost, unless the key to escaping from the ruins in La-Mulana is Mulbrook. If you're able to talk to Mulbrook enough near the end of the game so that she'll mention that her chamber is connected to the surface, then all you have to do is go and save Mulbrook in the Temple of the Sun, and you'll be free. However, we only have 1:30 in order to do so. So as long as you know your way around the ruins, you should be okay. Something nice is that all the doors that were locked by weights beforehand now open automatically, so there's no way you can really trap yourself without having any weights. And Mulbrook is right down here. We save her, we save ourselves, we save the world. And that's it. We've officially beaten the game of La-Mulana. Now let's just let the credits roll. Additionally, as I mentioned before, there's some stuff I want to do. First, time attack mode. It's only going to be one episode, I'm just going to show it off once. But then, there's one notoriously evil area that can only be accessed after defeating the 8 Guardians that I will be doing. It's going to take up a long time, and it's going to be extremely difficult, but it's going to happen. Hell Temple awaits. Additionally, in this credits sequence, we can see that doing different things during the game will actually bring you different characters. For example, certain things that unlock different characters, like Argus here, is completing the game in a certain amount of time, using all the fairy points. Oh my god, Mr. Gonin! You get Mr. Gonin in the credits by purchasing one of the software from his shop. You can get all the 4 philosophers, you can get Argus. I believe there are certain characters that are always in the credits, like Mulbrook, Lameza, Zelpud, and some villagers. But otherwise, we've done it. And we can see that. Look at Argus smile. Such a handsome fellow. Who's Tim W, and why didn't they print his whole name? He's just W. Bar Rock Hero in Shibuya. I don't even know. And all NIGORO fans. Again, this game was made by NIGORO. You can find a link to download it in the description if you want to try it out for yourself. And that's about it. See you guys next time on La-Mulana. The sun rises in the background, marking the start of a new day. The human race is safe, and the La-Mulana ruins have finally been conquered. Oh yeah, and that happens. God damn it, Shorn. He was still alive this whole time. We saw him a couple times during our adventure in the ruins, but now he's here. God, he can be annoying. And oh my god, Zelpud! Hi! Bye! Okay. Presented by NIGORO. And this is actually a pretty short game. A little above 5 hours. At my fastest I can get it done in about 4:30. But it's been fun. And I'll see you guys next time when we try out time attack mode.